This podcast is not a substitute for a relationship with a mental health professional. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast with your girl, Andrea Wise Brown, and my brother,
Stephen James Dixon, the relationship coach, relationship expert. And so here we are starting our series on love. Okay, but I'm hungry for love. I'm a man and I'm hungry for love. Some men that turned off already. Like, what are they talking about? Love and men loving?
That's right. I'm a man and I'm hungry for love, right? And all of this was rooted in Stephen's book. He's an author, published author of Men Don't Heal, We Hoe. And so this is our series. If you haven't turned on before the podcast or heard anything before that, we are doing a 6-part series on creating a safe space for men to heal. Yeah, this is your safe space. So we gonna help you.
We ready?
Yeah, we ready. Okay, and so today we are talking about love.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm hungry for love.
Yes, from a man's perspective,
yes.
Kind of teaching, educating, coaching men through the process of how to feel love, how to express it, how to accept it, love.
Yeah. So listen, let's start. I feel like we should start where maybe we can meet people at, right? Because you'll say to me about using big words. So let me, no. So I want to start where the people at, because I don't ever want to lose the people, right? So I want to start from your story of the first time that you recognized that you felt love, that you recognized that you was in love with a woman. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. While we're dating, I'll lead up to that part. When men and women are dating, 15, 16, 17, 20 years old, whatever we're dating, a woman are more in touch with their feelings and emotions earlier. So women would tell me, let's say I'm 18 years old and I got a girlfriend, and my girlfriend says to me that she loves me. When I'm dating, I felt pressure to say I love you in return. I didn't really get to evaluate how I felt, if I really did love them, because I really didn't know what love was. I just knew that she told me she loved me a couple times, and if I don't say it soon, I'm going to lose her. And so there was never an evaluation early on of how do I feel or what is this feeling. It was more that I have to say the verbal response that she is requiring me to say. In fact, there was times when women will say, you don't love me? And then I don't want them to feel bad. And I want us to continue having sex. So I have to say I love her. Wow. And it wasn't until my wife, when we were dating, where she left, she walked off when we were having a conversation about these types of things and where the relationship was going, that she left and was like, I'm done here because I can't continue to invest love in you and not knowing where that investment will reap any benefits in the future. And so that is when she got up and left, I thought about it like this is premeditated. That woman came here to break up with me today.
This is what you thought. This is what you assumed. This is so good because for you, it was just about you.
It was just about me.
And that's something that we really have to talk about with men, where I can understand where it may come from, but we have to create a change. Yes. Because you thought going into that, whatever it was, regular day. And when she got up to leave, it was poor me.
Yes.
Right? Because this was premeditated.
Yes.
Not even not even trying to conceive or, just thinking that, what led her up to here? What was she thinking? What was she going through?
Yeah, she didn't argue, yell, scream, cry. None of that. She's like, where's this going? I'm like, we chilling. We good. We having relations and we hanging out and lunch and all that. It's sunny outside. Is sunny a feeling?
It's a good day.
Sunny not a feeling?
Sunny is not a feeling.
Sunny
weather, is not, no.
The weather got nothing to do with the feeling? Okay. So we outside, all that. And she just said, okay, well, I'm done here, and got up and walked out. And I was like, sit there for 30 seconds and like, she just really left. And then at the next 30, like, she's leaving. And my heart started tugging. And I was like, oh, yeah. I asked her if she wanted me to pick her up. She said no. She wanted to drive her own car so she can make this theatrical, dramatic departure of where I don't need you to drive me home. I'm out. She bounced.
Yeah. So you went straight into defense mode, right?
Yeah.
This is another thing that young boys learn. Yeah. So I ain't got nothing to do with what I'm feeling, but it's somebody else's fault.
Yep.
I'm in a victim seat. You doing this to me. This was premeditated. Oh, she did, opposed to sitting with what I'm feeling. And you was forced. Come on now.
To forced to be real with myself.
Because you didn't want to lose her.
Because I didn't want to lose her. And all of that happened fast. Wait, I don't want to lose her. I got to see how I feel. What am I feeling? What's going on with me? She almost out of sight. What you gonna do? Okay, go track that woman down. Go get that woman. Hold on, woman. I'm trying to figure out how I feel.
Oh.
This whole new feeling thing.
Okay.
But at first I'm like, she's tripping. Is tripping a feeling?
Tripping is not a feeling. Tripping is not a feeling.
See, we need you to just walk around with us as we ask you questions to confirm what is a feeling or not. Because I'm like, she's tripping. And tripping, she's tripped. That's a feel. No, she's not. You sure?
Tripping is not a feeling.
Okay, it's not a feeling. Okay, so I thought she was tripping at first.
Okay.
And so then once I said she's still walking, maybe she not tripping because it wasn't physical. She definitely wasn't falling down from tripping. Just tripping, not a feeling. Dang it. And so I ran after that woman and I stopped her and I felt it in my heart for the first time ever. And it wasn't coming from here anymore. Because I love you up until that point had always came from here.
Oh, that's so good.
It was always a calculation.
Right. It was like moving like a piece on the chessboard or a checkerboard.
It's my turn to talk. Oh, it's my turn to talk. Yeah, I love you too. Check. What's next? What else we gonna do? Yeah, I did it. I did a high five to somebody. Like, I told her I loved her. And she's happy now.
Right. I'm a good man. I'm a good guy.
Yes.
I'm a good guy.
I'm good. She's lucky to have me.
I didn't hurt her. Yeah.
Right. I told her I loved her.
Yeah.
I didn't evaluate if I actually did. I don't know if I did.
Oh.
I didn't. I wasn't in sync. I wasn't in touch. We hadn't had those words back then like unpack and unpeel. I didn't know how to do all that. And so I told her that I loved her. But in that first time, and I've been telling her I loved her for like 2 years, 10 years, whatever, same thing. And
so
but the first time,
2 and 10 is the same.
I mean, because you're just talking. You got that? You see what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like it was deeper.
I got you.
If it's 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, 10, if you're just talking,
I got you.
It don't matter how long you say
I got you. On your side.
Right.
Right.
To her, man.
Up to her, yeah.
She done counted all 1,232
She got all of your
times.
anniversaries. She got the first month. She got the first kids.
Mama.
She got, all those anniversaries.
Yes.
So she got time down.
Yes.
And you is all morphed together.
Yes, it's all a blur. This the times I told her I loved her because I had to. I mean, up until that point, telling a woman I loved them was more of a calculation where, almost like if somebody said, what is 2 plus 2? I would say 4. I know the answer. And so when a woman would say, I love you, I know what to say.
Oh, that's good.
I love you too.
That's good.
And that's how, as men, we grow and we never, it wasn't until I actually hurt. That's what I'm really trying to work through. Like I was always just saying the words.
Yeah.
But then when she was going to depart and then I was hurt.
Yeah.
That's when and then I can still fix it. All those emotions at the same time hit me to where I was like, oh, this is what love is.
Oh, that's so good.
I want her. I need her.
Oh, that's good.
I have to have her. I can't let her leave me.
Come on now.
I need her love.
Ooh.
She's going to take that love and give it to someone else now. I don't want her to give it to nobody else. You don't want that. We know that for sure.
That's right.
That we don't want her to give it to nobody else.
That's right.
And so then it became, okay, what do I do here now? How do I do this?
Oh, that's good.
How do I get better at this every day? What do you need? Because before when I say, what do you need? In the same way that I would say how you feel, I would say I was hungry. When I say, what do you need? I was like, are you hungry? How about that?
That's right.
What you need, girl?
That's right. Yeah. Well, because it's our perception, right? And we see the world through our perception.
Yes.
Yeah, I call perception glasses.
Yes.
Yeah. So we all have these glasses on, and we just assume that everybody else sees the world through the glasses that we have on, the same vision, but we don't.
Yes.
And as you start to grow, then you start to change your glasses. Yes. So now you're not wearing the Walmart glasses. I mean, this is not a shout out. I'm
shout out Walmart.
Shout out to Walmart. They sure could, but I'm just saying it could be. But let's just say you just may not be going to the corner store to get your glasses anymore. You may have stepped up to Walmart and then to Target, and then maybe down to, you got me, North Park or wherever, Gucci or whatever it is, right? But whatever that looks like, right? So it's about changing your lens of the world view of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so go ahead. Perception.
Changing your lenses. I like that, changing lenses, because you can change lenses and glasses and all that kind of stuff.
Come on.
But if you don't change your prescription,
it
don't matter. You still gonna not be able to see.
I love it. You talking about the frames.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Come on with the frames.
Yeah.
The frames.
So the prescription in the lens that help me see further or help me read up close.
Which is deep.
Yes. And so in my heart,
come on now,
I was able to dig into my heart and say, wait a minute, I have a need. And that's part of, too, in my evolution of love, is I never allowed myself to need. And for the first time, I need her.
Okay. So let me tell you that what research shows, and a lot of my clients, male clients, have reported or have told me that, growing up in society, a societal norm teaches men, or a societal norm is that men should not need. They should be self-sufficient, and they definitely shouldn't need anything from a woman.
No, absolutely not. Don't need nothing from no woman.
That is maladaptive, y'all. That is dysfunctional, but it is a societal norm that's perpetuated, right? Like, where society says, because you make me explain stuff. So
explain.
Where it's passed on, and more people expect that same thing. So as you're growing up in society, you are adapting to what it is that they say that you should be. And so what young boys are taught when they're young, little boys growing up, is that you should not have needs. Anything that you need, you should be able to take it and deal with it and figure it out on your own.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it again, specifically, you shouldn't need anything from a woman.
No, that's a cardinal rule. Like,
Lord have mercy.
We don't have to speak that. That's just in our spirit.
But like, you heard it somewhere, y'all, because I'm telling you, when you came out your mama's hoo-ha, yeah, you wasn't a little baby talking about you didn't have needs, because you did. Because you cried when you needed food. I'm hungry. You cried when you were wet. You understand what I'm saying? You cried when you needed to be coddled. So you did have needs. Do you know that men were born just as sensitive as women?
It's amazing.
It is the truth
to think about.
Come on, take a minute.
You saw me. I had to take a minute.
I want you to take a minute. Now, when our brothers out here,
but I think it is. It is correct.
I'm studied. I kind of know what I'm talking about.
Correct that they born the same. Yeah. Huh. That's kind of deep.
Yes. Just because the genitalia is different doesn't mean that the spirit is different, that the heart is different. Because my belief is that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we're all the same. Men are not born any less sensitive than women.
It's critical.
But yet society meaning your teachers, your coaches, the librarian, your preachers, your mama, your father, your aunties, your uncles have all taught you that you shouldn't have needs.
And so that takes us all the way to, and the point of, again, saying need was my love was rooted in need. And until I can let myself be free enough to say I need this woman, I wasn't really free enough to say I love this woman and really mean it and really say that I have to have her. And that's what love is. Like, as a man, like, when you have to have that woman, and it's not lust, it's not financial, it's not that she just make the good gumbo.
Okay.
The gumbo important though.
Gumbo is
from
important.
Louisiana.
Oh, so
Gumbo's
gumbo was important. Okay.
It was on my list.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And so wife
Okay.
checked that out.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, needs. I needed the woman. I needed her friendship. I needed her compatibility. I needed her partnership. I needed her presence. I needed her touch. I needed her. Ooh. And those needs said to my heart, come on, hey, you love her. This is what love is.
That equals love.
That equals love. My love was rooted in need and saying this, I have to be with her. Oh, I cannot be without her. I want her for the rest of my life. Oh, I love I can't envision a day without her for the rest of my life. And then it allowed me finally to arrive at, it's okay to love this woman. It's okay to tell everybody that I love her.
Oh, that's so good.
It's okay to say it in front of a pastor.
Oh, that's
good. How you get to marriage, right?
Yes.
It's okay now. Now I'm okay to express it in front of my friends, family, her father, mother, my brother, my sister, my fraternity brothers. I can say it in front of everybody now because I'm comfortable in it. I'm comfortable in that I need her, and I'm comfortable in that I love her, and I want everyone around me to know I love her, and I want everyone around her to know that I love her.
Oh, that's good. So that's an expression of love. I like that. So listen, we're going to go a little bit deeper.
Uh-oh, deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. So, life goes on. Like you said, 2 years, 10 years, same thing.
Same thing.
I get it, right? So now I'm feeling love. I've recognized that that's what that is. I'm like, oh, okay. This is one I don't want to let go. Right? She ain't my first, but this I wanted to be my last. But then as I'm going through this with her and I proclaimed it and I've said it, I'm confident enough to put it out there to tell everybody, right? But then what happens with that love when something else in life pops up? So whether it's conflict within the relationship or something else that may come up that you may not be pleased with. And since you haven't identified other feelings, right? You haven't learned to identify what other feelings are, and you've mastered, and you, not just you, but men have mastered anger is masking every feeling, right? Of dissatisfaction, unhappiness, of being hurt. It's all anger, right? So if that's the one that I go to, then what happens to love? Because I've learned, okay, I know what love is. So I can add that to my anger. So what happens to love when there's conflict, when I'm displeased, when I'm unsatisfied with whatever society or with my job or with her? Because things happen. You're two different people coming together to try to live this life together. What happens to love then? And if not speaking from your perspective, you are a relationship expert. From other men, what men have told you?
You gotta sit up for this one.
Sit up, please. Sit up, sit down. I want you to.
So what happens with love and love being fleeting? Because you gotta know what love is, right? So after you get married, after you learning that you can't live without this person, hopefully this happens earlier for more men, but it didn't for me.
Okay.
We're talking about, let's break down love, right? And how we do better at love. So I look at love in really 3 different ways.
Okay.
The first way, and this helps me love my wife better. The first way is I gotta love me.
Oh, that's so freaking good.
I gotta love me. Let me review them. Let me say them all, and then we'll break them down. So I gotta love me.
Okay.
And then I gotta love the people around me. And then I can love my wife. Right, so we're talking about learning about love.
Okay.
Love can't just be a feeling. That's one of the key things for men, is that it can't. So now that look how far we've come.
Come on.
We're learning that love is a feeling.
Yes.
Not hunger.
That's
not
right.
sleepy.
That's right.
Tired.
Not angry.
Not angry.
That's right.
Love. Okay.
Love.
Okay. So we're learning that love is a feeling.
Yes.
So now, how do we become good at loving? And the first step, like I said, is loving myself, loving my friends, loving my family. And then I can have better information and better prepared to love my woman, so I can treat her with kindness and passion and being gentle and all the things the Bible teaches us about love. Okay. So now loving thyself, you start there, right? Okay. And we have a lot of men that don't love themselves. They They don't love themselves.
Yes, yeah.
You probably see this every day.
I see it every day, and I'm gonna tell you what it's rooted in. It's because they haven't really felt love during childhood, right? Healthy love by their mothers and their fathers. So listen, you feel love, and let me. I'm gonna come in here and say yes. Every single person's mother loves you. Every single person out there, father, love you. Okay, all right. However, there are certain needs that young boys have, and when they're unfulfilled by their primary caretaker, their nurturer, their mother, the person who they came from, then there's like a disconnect that comes, and it starts to not really necessarily look like I'm mad at her, or I'm upset with her, but it starts to show up as something's wrong with me.
Right.
Is I'm not enough. I need to be better. I need to be ... I should perform like this. Because then I have these needs from her, these needs that I want from her and my dad. And we talked about the statistics of fatherless homes, right? And the primary caretaker most times, even when the father is in the home, is the mom. But, while that's happening and I have these needs, right, this nurturing from mom, and she may not know how to do that specifically with a boy, right, from what she's been taught from society, then I start to feel when she criticizes me or when she tells me she's probably trying to redirect me, right, or set boundaries, and maybe in an inappropriate way, but I just keep taking it, interpreting it as something's wrong with me. Right. I need to be better. I should do more of this. I should do more of that. Why am I not doing this? And that's even when you step outside of rules, which is normal for every child to do, right? But still a little boy, and we're not talking about girls during this series, but as a little boy, I am feeling like something is wrong with me. And the fact that my father, is not showing up, as my spirit tells me he should, that gives me a sense of self-worth, isn't talking to me about my feelings, about my needs, isn't exploring those things, isn't teaching me how to be kind and loving. And he's absent, whether he's at work or just going ghost, right? But I, as a little boy, am interpreting that as there's something wrong with me. If I was more of this, if I was more of this. So that's where the insecurity starts.
That's where it starts. And then as you become an adult, insecurity comes in other places where you start feeling like I don't make enough money.
Ooh.
Or you start thinking about if you have I talked to a man last week who was out of touch with his son. And I had to talk to him about how that makes him feel. Like he was like, well, the mama's doing this and doing that, and I can't see and I was like, but brother, it's not that simple. This affects you.
Yes.
This is not, you're making it be a mental thing where the baby mama is doing all these things wrong or whatever, but still you need to be in touch with, that's a part of you. You created this human being with this woman, and for you to act like it's not a big deal that you don't have your son in your life, no, that affects you. And if you do those types of things well, so I'm talking about the building blocks of love.
Yes.
So if you're a grown man
and
you don't have contact with your son, that impacts your ability to love the next person. It may be small, it may be big, whatever, but it's about your capacity. It's about how much you have to give. And if you got something that's always tugging at you, then you can't be free to give everything you have to someone else.
Oh, that's so good.
You got to be whole over here.
Yes, come on.
Whole and complete.
Yes.
Before you can hand that to someone else to give and have it be something that they desire and appreciate.
Oh, that's so good.
You can't give them no raggedy love.
Hey, family. Just stop by here for a couple of seconds. Have something for you. This right here is a go-to guide. The name of it is 6 Pillars to Power Up Your Mind and to Make Mental Health a Lifestyle. This teaches you everything that you need to know to keep your mind healthy and strong. So come on now. If you want to keep your minds healthy and strong, as you have joined a part of our movement, you've joined this mission, you got to know how to do it. So this is your go-to guide. Gonna get this at awisebrown.com. In addition to that, what you'll learn in this book is there other ways to keep your mind healthy and strong, nice and alert, and that would be aromatherapy. Family, I'm trying to tell you something. This is delicious. Oh my goodness. This is a cruelty-free candle with no paraffins, no formaldehyde, and no known suspected carcinogenics. And the name of it is A Slice of Happiness, because when you smell it, it raises the endorphins in your brain. I'm just telling you. And the dopamine, it makes you feel good. You get a burst of happiness. You can burn it, or you can just walk by and smell it. You can find this too at awisebrown.com. People are loving it. Please get it before it sells out. A Slice of Happiness. And then family, because I know you're a part of me. I'm a part of you. We're doing this together. We got hoodies now, family. All of us. We got hoodies. Wise by Andrea. You know, it's kind of like on that candle. But y'all, let me show you what the bag says. Mental health is a lifestyle. Andrea Wise Brown. And it's a zip-up hoodie. So you can zip it down, zip it up. I can't really zip it down today because it's all I have on. And then I have it in white too. You can buy it in white too. Wise by Andrea. It's the cutest thing. Mental health is a lifestyle. Come on, family. We have hoodies. So I want you to go and get your hoodie that feels so comfortable. I just love to wear them everywhere. Get your aromatherapy and then get your go-to guide. You're going to go to awisebrown.com. Click on shop. awisebrown.com shop to get your goodies. Okay. See you on the other side.
Raggedy love all the time.
Raggedy. But that's so good. No, I think it's so important that you speak of the word capacity, yes. Right? So you just think about a battery, right? And if I'm using it up, if this much is used for this, and this, like this is all you have, this is your capacity. But you're using this for that, and then you're using this and all this unresolved stuff, then what do I have left to share with, as you would say, yes, this person that you want to give love to or show? Yeah. Yes.
I actually have a book called Love Capacity.
Love Capacity.
Yes. And I have a quiz too. We'll talk about that in another show.
Please.
I have a quiz where it tests your capacity to love. Like you just said, that battery.
Yes.
How much you have in it. And some men either never have a full capacity to give, okay, or think that what they give should be good enough, instead of learning how to grow your capacity. And so not knowing that these bad relationships that you have, I'm not in touch with my son. I'm disrespectful toward my mother. Yeah. I'm not a good friend. Yes. I'm not a good brother. Yes. I'm not a good neighbor. Yeah. You know, things like that impact your ability to love someone else. Yes. You got to be good in those areas. That's right. So men that are struggling with love today, first, evaluate how you are as a human being. Evaluate how you are. Like me, I can say to myself, I am happy with who I am as a son. Meaning that my mother calls me, she needs something. Okay, Mom, we're going to get that figured out. We're going to get it taken care of. Maybe it's not always in exactly the time that she wants, but I've gotten to a place where I'm happy with what I'm doing as a son. That's right. My brother called me, my sister called me. They know I'm here for them, right? So I can be at peace in my spirit about how I am as a son, how I am as a brother, or yes, as a sibling. Then that evolves to your friendships. Am I a good fraternity brother? Am I a good friend to my high school friends? I don't make it to all the high school events or travel when they do a fellas trip or get together for the different returns for every year, the anniversaries, things like that. But am I happy with it? Do they know I'm there for them? Do I communicate with them? Do I tell them I love them? What do I do with those friendships? And once you get all those things in alignment and you feel good about those relationships, yes, now you can love yourself. So when I talked about earlier about my father not being in my life, yes, when people ask me about how I feel about that, my first thought is I love me. I'm happy with me. So I don't look at it like I missed something or I needed something, or maybe I don't know what I missed or I don't know what I needed.
Yeah, because I'm going to come in here now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I believe in that balance of man and woman in a life. I got kids.
Yes.
But I love me.
Okay. You love you. Yes. Yeah. And you know what? For the viewers who don't know, So you did say you was raised by, because we may have talked about this on the introduction show. So you were raised primarily by your mom.
Yes. My father, oh, you want to say that?
No.
Yeah. When I was born, my father was in prison. When he got out of prison, he ran away. I hired a private investigator to find him and all that.
What do you mean he ran away?
He disappeared. Like he's gone. And I know my father's entire family. Like he has 10 brothers and sisters. I stand in for my father in photos with his 10 brothers and sisters, my uncles and aunts. And so I'm tight with them. They love me because he's gone. He just got out of prison and he just disappeared. Changed his social security number, gone. I've hired private investigators. My aunts have hired private investigators to try and find him. We cannot find him. They only told us that he's still alive. If he's dead, it's easy to find somebody dead because they stopped the social security. So he's alive. He's still alive. Maybe hey dad, if you out there, holler at me, man. I'm 49 years old. Wow. You know, playfully but not playing.
I know, because listen, right? I can't even laugh. I'm like, look, I tried to, but I'm like, no, because guess what? I'm over here like, how is he feeling?
Right.
Because of course you mask it with humor because he's not here.
Right.
But that has to take a toll on you.
For me, I just say that I'm happy with me. I love me. My mother's amazing. And I had everything I needed because my uncles and aunts, his brothers and sisters, always wrapped me. They always wrapped me with love and affection and call me and check on me. And just anything I needed, I know I can go to them. So they were intentional about that.
That's good.
Because they wanted their brother too. They were looking for their brother too. But I guess embarrassment, shame from being in prison, he just started a new life.
Wow.
And so I had to say to myself that God created this life for me. And he created this life for me without him in it. And I can only assume that I'm a Christian. I trust God's plan. So this plan for God has me to where I love me and I don't feel like I need or missed out on anything because I'm happy with me today.
Can I say this? Okay. I love that you're saying what my belief is, what I'm telling myself from what you just said is you feel you have accepted.
Yes.
I have accepted that he's not here. I have also accepted that I may not ever see him.
Yes.
You know, I have accepted the life that I have. I have accepted it. However, I'm going to challenge you to just think about that your life would have been different if he were here, if you could have found him, if he did show up.
I think about that too. But I also think about it could be different. It could be good. It could be bad. You don't know, right? You don't. Maybe because my father was in prison, maybe he would have added bad to my life.
That's right. True.
It's possible.
That's true.
It's possible.
No, that you're right.
And so I look at it both ways.
That's good.
So I tend to say, okay, this is what God had for me. My mother loves me, like to the end. Like she will do anything and has done any and all things for me. And so when I wake up every morning, look in the mirror, I'm happy with who I am. I don't feel like I missed anything because I accept that part of my life as that is what God had for me. God didn't have my father in my life. And I tried to find my father. And so being that I couldn't find him, then this was God's plan for me. Is to grow and evolve in this manner and be the man that I am, where I express love for my brothers, for my friends. And that takes us to the next level of love.
Come on.
One of the things I do that you're going to love is I hug my friends and tell them I love them now.
Oh, that's so good.
So we black men, for example, we was out of the country recently. It was like 11 of us. Some of the brothers I didn't know. We just celebrate with our guys. And as we were departing from our week-long vacation and things like that with guys hanging out, I hug my friends and I tell them I love them. And it started out like, it's weird because I don't hug no men. Don't do it. But now in these last 2 years, I just started like, man, I don't know if I'm going to see this guy.
I know that's right. So insecurity was whispering in your ear. That's that little anxiety, right? I don't do this. I don't whatever, But then you push through it, your growth, your maturity, push that right on out.
Yes.
Push that instant gratification that, you know what I'm saying? That we talk about the negative coping skills or maladaptive like it push. So you can do it is my point. I'm just pointing that out, that you can do. It's the work. Just because I hear it, and it feels comfortable to do that, to reject this time, even though my spirit is telling me to do something else, I literally can turn that off and do what it is that I'm called to do. And that is hug my brother and tell him I love him.
Yes, and that's for everyone out there watching. Like you a black man and you white man, whatever color, right? I'm talking about my brothers, my friends. We can be gone at any moment. You were telling me a story earlier about someone that had cancer that could be gone. And so I started thinking in terms of, man, we getting older. I'm 49 years old. I hug my friends and tell them I love them now. So that's the challenge to you men out there.
Oh, I love it.
Your friends. You departing your friend, man. You ain't seen your friend in 2 years. It might not see him again for 2 years, or he passed away suddenly, car accident, whatever. Hug them.
Yes.
Tell them you love them.
Oh, that's so good.
And me telling them I love them, I feel like increased my capacity to love.
Oh.
Right? So me embracing love.
Oh, it recharged you then.
Yes.
Okay, the battery.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So even for the men that I did not know, I just met them this week. But we're now at the airport, we're departing.
Love it. I
don't just, hey man, what's up? I'll let you fist bump. I said, hey man. And I had to say it to them because I didn't want them to be uncomfortable.
Right.
I said, hey man, when I depart men now, I hug them and tell them I love you.
Oh, that's so good.
And so I hug these men I just known for 4 or 5 days. Hey brother, I love you. May God be with you. Stay blessed.
Come on.
Hey, be healthy. And talk about encouraging things now as a man. And I believe so. So going back to now, what is love and how do we do it?
Yeah.
And if we start with loving thyself, then loving thy brother, like real love. And the thing about men is we actually do have homeboys that we love.
Yeah, of course. I get that. Yeah.
But do you tell them that you love them?
Oh, that's so good.
Do you tell your boys
that
you love them? And if you don't, start doing it today.
I love it.
And it's going to be weird and awkward and all these things, but just explain it to them like, hey man, I done known you 30 years. Man, I grew up with you. You've been in my life forever. It's not enough to just say, you my homeboy anymore. That's my guy. Hug your man. It's okay. Even just the simple act of a hug. We hug women all the time. Just passing through, hugging. Hey, how are you doing? Hug, hug your man.
Oh, that's good.
Tell him you love him.
Yeah, that's good.
That increases your capacity to love. It makes you more open to love.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. So listen, I'm going to just come in because I think this is for all men. I think we should do a challenge. We should do a challenge.
Challenge.
We're going to do a challenge. So we're going to do a love challenge, but an expression. This is an expression of love, right? You are going to hug
another man.
Another man. Let's just do. Should we
men
do
just
one
cut it off.
or should we?
Men just took their laptop, threw it out the window. Hug another man.
Yeah, hug another man until we see him again. I'm gonna say one. I want to say like 3. Find 3 men to hug. Yeah. That's what I would want to say. So, but I want to give a date. So I'm going to give a time span. So let's just do this. No,
before the end of January, before February 1st.
Okay, before February 1st. Okay.
Because
come on,
you hug your girls. Talk about your girls and how you interact with your girls when you see them and you ain't seen one, in 10 years or y'all on vacation together.
Listen. Now, not all women are open to hugs because of their own trauma and what they've experienced during childhood. But if you talk about Andrea Wise to the Brown, Andrea hugs everybody. Andrea hugs strangers. I do. And it's rooted in love because I just want people to feel seen and heard and just important. So for me, that's just my thing. Like if I encounter you and you encounter me, I want you to leave me feeling like you something, like you special, like you are who I see you as. So yes, I am a hugger. So I may not be the average woman you would ask that to. However, of course, society does support women hugging and embracing and holding each other. And now we got the whole twerk, what is this? I'm gonna call it a pandemic. Going on. I'm just saying, like the dancing, where now women even dance with each other and touch each other while they're dancing, right? Which is like another form of, showing that, there's a sisterhood here, or I support you. So yes, women are, more inept to do that. Yes. Yeah. Than men. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I see women in the airport hug each other like life is over tomorrow. almost in tears, just hugging and real passion exchange of, you are my bestie. You my BFF. You my ride or die. You my road dog. I need you forever. Anybody say anything wrong to you, I'm just diving on. And men have that same dedication to their friendships.
That's right.
But we don't verbally express it. That is the challenge.
Oh, that's good.
Hug your brother. Express love for them so that they know, hey, man, I've known you too long not to love you. I love you. You know me. I know you. We've been through these things together. I love you. You are part of my life.
I love it. Okay, so that's the challenge that we're going to do by the end of January, right? Men, we need you, because you're riding with us through this. We need you to hug 3 men.
3 men, and tell them you love them.
And tell them you love them.
Is that too much?
No, that's not too much. You a man. Is that too much?
Ooh. Yeah, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
They can do it. So now I want to get back to, I got it. So you said, we talking about your battery. So now you've cleaned up stuff with your children. You've cleaned up stuff with your mama. You've cleaned up stuff with your siblings, right? So now I want to get to this loving you. Yeah, because this is what you say. You say you feel like you will have more battery to love another person once you kind of get all your stuff cleaned up, which I do believe, because it's energy. It's all about energy, right? And capacity. But I really want to I want you to tell me about you loving you. Can you go into that a little bit? What does that look like?
It's a process. It's step by step. It's being able to set goals and reach those goals. So you could be happy with who you are, figure out who you are. Then you could be happy with who you are. Yeah. Like I had to say to myself, do I want to be a millionaire? All the men right now, I value time over money.
Got you.
So I need to be clear in that process. In everything I do in life, I'm making sure that I'm in sync with my decisions are based on time over money. Because the moment I make a decision about money, it's going to impact my time. So when someone calls me to do some job where I got to travel the world and I'm going to make a bunch of money, well, is that going to impact my time that I have with my wife, with my son, with my daughter? And if that affects my time, that's really what speaks to me. And that impacts my love capacity.
I got you.
And so I need to know who I am.
Oh, that's good.
So my decisions reflect who I am.
That's it.
So I'm not out of pocket.
There we go. That's it right there, Stephen. I need to know who I am fully, right? Yeah. So that I know that my decisions reflect who I am. So I am not out of pocket. Yeah. So I have more capacity to love. And that starts off with self-acceptance. Self-acceptance, because a lot of times, as we've been talking about, is men will find themselves trying to contort to be something other than who they are, because society says that's who they should be. Right. Because my mother said that's what I should be. You got me? So we're going back to those primal relationships between you and the primary caretaker. And if it was my mother who was mostly there, I carry that. If it's unresolved, I carry that into the world. So I'm still trying to be whatever that is that maybe she said I should be. Or if I start a new relationship subconsciously, that's my mother. Like, that is my mother. In every relationship, that is the object that I am in love with, right? That primary person in my life, that presence, I am trying to appease. I am trying to make them happy, right? Yes. I'm trying to be who they want me to be, because I don't like the pain of when I was a little boy and I displeased mom, or I didn't do what it was that she wanted me to do. So it's something it's a cycle that men continue to have, and along with society. So they start to contort themselves, meaning they start to reshape who they are. And then they don't really sit with trying to figure out, who am I really? Right. And who is it that I want to be? Because it's not until you figure out who it is that you want to be, and you stand up in that and you accept that.
Yes.
That you can love yourself and love anybody else.
When you love yourself, now you can love someone else. So now that moves to, see how we just doing the thing. Yeah, so then you can love the woman.
That's right.
I love me.
Ooh.
and I know what it feels like to love me.
Ooh.
I'm happy with me.
Ooh.
And now I can give this good love to the woman.
Ooh, that's so good.
And I'm ready. Now that I know what love is, now that I feel good about love, now I can give love to the woman. I know now what it is. It's a gift now. Right? It's a gift. I'm giving the gift of love. This is going to wrap my person that I'm in love with.
Come on, Brad.
And she's gonna feel amazing. She's gonna feel special. It's gonna be passionate. It's gonna allow me to have more patience. I'm gonna be more kind, more gentle.
Yeah.
I'm going to know how to approach her and just be like, just it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to say, this is my woman and I love her and I need you. Like every chance I get, I want to tell my woman I love her. Every chance I get, I love you. You're special. You know, my wife was saying for a while she was missing it. And I was like, you know what, let me write it down.
Oh, that's
so
good.
to make sure you don't miss it.
Oh, that's good.
I put it in the car,
so
just on the mantle.
So please tell me, since you said that, what do you mean when she said I was missing it? Why? Describe that.
She just said that, hey,
she said you stopped saying it, or what? Tell me. I'm just saying.
I think we were, married. What are we? 19 years now.
Long time.
And I think we were just maybe missing each other, running around with them kids.
Okay, I understand. Listen, I got it.
Them kids.
I've been there.
And so I just took it. So when you love, this is great. I'm glad you called me.
I'm glad because I am gonna do that.
Right. So what happened was kids are making us miss each other. She's not feeling as much love.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. That's so good, man. I love it, Stephen. You just said kids are making us miss each other. Yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
Come on now.
Them
kids don't make you do nothing. You.
I'll be focused on the kids.
Decide. You decide that whatever that distraction is was more important than whatever this thing is that you're supposed to be doing. You got me? And it's a subconscious thing, right? So it's not those kids. And remember, we talked a little bit earlier about men not feeling. And so then it was like, when you was in the restaurant and she walked out, you went to blaming her. Like this is premeditated. She tripping. Right. Well, I'm just saying, I'm just calling you just little things so that everybody can learn. Right. When you just said the kids make us, kids ain't make y'all do nothing.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
And so then because of that,
you got distracted. Yes.
Now I have to be intentional.
Oh.
And love, when you love someone, it should cause you to be intentional. And so I was like, okay, she's not going to feel unloved. When you love someone, you want them to feel love. Like, what's the point of loving somebody they don't feel love?
That's right.
Like, who? Ain't nobody doing that.
Right over my head.
Right. And so
right over my head.
And so I just leave her cards now. Oh. Like when over the holidays. Hey, babe. Great job over the holidays. Phenomenal. As always, our family is lucky to have you.
Yes. Come on now.
Just put that in the car for my wife.
Yes.
So she can have it, so she can know, so there can be no misunderstanding.
Come on.
No miscommunication. I love you.
Yes.
In the car. Say that. I love you. Yeah. So say it verbally. And then also, too, when you're married, you miss things sometimes, right? I said I loved you the other day. I said I loved you on Tuesday. And she's like, no, you didn't. Look at it. It's in the card now. Pick up the card. It's there. Go read all the cards that I've given you. Yeah. So now she got a stack of cards.
It's good.
She don't feel loved. She can go refer to them jokers or talk to me, whatever. Go read the cards again while I've told you all these things about how special you are, how unique you are,
That's good.
How I'm lucky to have you in my life.
I love it.
And so I love me.
Yes.
I love my friends.
Yes.
I love my woman.
And
so men, that's the challenge.
I love it. And then I'm going to say, as always, I'm going to call you. I'm going to say to your wife, hey, wifey, beautiful wifey, you don't just have to go to the cards. You can go to the cards if you want to, but you call this brother to the carpet.
Yes.
Baby.
Yes.
Yeah. She's asked you. She say you. Call. Yes. Yeah, okay, a card. That was cute. You did that, and I liked it. I actually appreciated that you saw me, that you did that for me. That made me feel special. That made me feel like I wasn't just doing this just to do it. Like you saw. That made me also feel like you need me.
Yes.
Yeah, that you see. So that was amazing. However, I ain't going to the car. I want you to tell me now.
Yes.
Right. You got to do some more work, brother.
Yes.
And vice versa. Right? Men should be able to ask for what it is you want and what it is you need.
Right.
And that's going to be a whole nother That's a whole nother podcast that we're going to do, which I'm so excited about, is helping you men to find your voices. Because so many times I'm told by men that they're afraid to express themselves in relationships. This is so freaking common, which brings about a depression. And a lot of men are walking around depressed, and you unaware of the depression. You're unaware of it, but it's a normal depression. And I'll tell you what that is. I won't drop the clinical name because I know who
do it.
is going. I would do the whole podcast on it. Okay. I am. I'm gonna teach you.
Learning new words.
I know, but no, I'm gonna teach you doing this podcast. It's amazing. I think and eye-opening when you actually learn that there is a depression that many men have that stops them. Well, it doesn't stop them, but it occurred when they learned that they didn't have a voice. And they didn't have a voice not only in society, but they didn't have a voice in their partnerships, in their romantic relationships. So going back to loving yourself, loving others, right? Expanding and having more capacity. But I also, men, I want you to ask for what you need. And we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to put a pin in it today. But think about that. But you got enough work here to do because now today, that was good. Love was good.
3 times.
That's right. You got to find 3 men, right?
That you love.
And you're going to hug them.
And you're going to hug them and tell them you love them.
And you're going to tell them that
3
you
of your
love
good friends. I ain't talking about, don't cheat. Don't just grab somebody at work.
This is good.
Don't grab somebody that you love. You like you're a man. You know who you love.
Yeah.
But now be comfortable with using the word.
Yeah. I was getting ready to end this, but I'm going to ask you that. I'm glad you just said that. No, that's important. Everything that comes up needs to come up. This is a safe space. When you said don't cheat, right? So are you men saying, right, that you can love yourself and still cheat?
Can you love? You talking about infidelity now?
Yeah, because you just said cheat. I thought that's what you were saying.
Well, I meant in that term, I meant like
don't cheat our challenge.
Right. Don't just hug somebody randomly and tell them you love
okay,
them.
I went left.
But we are going to talk about sex.
We are going to talk about sex. Okay, sex. But I think that cheating is more than just sex.
Yes.
Right. I think it's a coping strategy.
Right.
Remember, I said a maladaptive. That's right. Yeah. But so the question is, so should I leave a pin in that and we talk about it? Okay, because I'm going to let you go back to the lab. Because can you love yourself and violate your commitment to someone else?
You said it one more time. We're going to have a whole nother podcast right now. You didn't say it twice. It's about to go down.
Can you love yourself? Because we're talking about love today. Can I love myself? Right? Because I'm talking about when we say cheat or infidelity, we're talking about going outside of a commitment that you've made with someone else to maybe be monogamous, right? A commitment. That's what we're talking about. So can I love myself? When you talk about love, can I truly love myself? And remember, I told you loving yourself, you said it too, was being who you are, knowing what it is that you are and who you are, living through that and accepting who you are. Right. So can I love myself and still violate my commitment?
Ooh, that's going to be good. I know what I'm going to say.
Okay. Okay, y'all. So that, did you want to say anything else about love today?
I think we good, man. Just a reminder, the challenge, 3 of your partners, not co-workers, not dude riding the train with you or in the Uber with you, your partners that's been down with you forever, hug them, tell them you love them. By February 1st.
I love it. And it doesn't matter how old you are and how old yes, right. You could be 14. You could be 20. You could be
50,
hug.
60,
that's
80.
right. I love it. And to those who may not have partners, like, you were a part of a fraternity.
Right.
Even though I know a lot of men kind of roll in packs. You kind of, whatever your friends were for the most part, not every man, generally speaking, you kind of keep those friends going through life.
Yep.
But some men don't really have friends. So even if you don't have a friend to hug, then you can hug some maybe new acquaintances, right? Yeah. Or at least tell them that you love them. I want you to catch a charge.
That's a whole podcast too. If you're a man that don't have no friends.
Oh.
That's a whole podcast too.
Is it?
But I would start with, do you love yourself? Like, why don't you have any friends?
Oh, do you love yourself?
You ain't got no friends because you don't love yourself. Love yourself, then you'll have some friends. Maybe they're not giving off a good love to friends. That's why they don't have friends.
Well, maybe the friends that they had, they let go because they weren't helping them to grow.
Exactly.
So that could be another thing. That and loving yourself could have made you make that decision to let them go.
Right. If you don't love yourself and you don't know how to love people around you, I mean, you got to go back to figuring out how to love yourself.
Okay. So
follow the process, set a goal. How do you love yourself?
Yes. Yeah. And we talked about today as you walk away with how to love yourself, because this is what we're here to do. We ain't just talking about it. We want to give you some work to do. Want you to apply it, right? So how to love yourself is trying to sit down, write it down somewhere, get you a little notepad or something. That would be so good. That's what y'all should do during the series, where you can kind of write it out, like loving myself. And so today you're going to identify first, who am I? You know, what do I like? What do I want? Yeah. What do I want? What do I like? What are you going to say?
I thought you was going to say.
Go ahead.
I thought you was going to challenge people to write down as a man.
Yes.
Just by yourself. On a little note.
That's what I did.
Just write down the men that you love.
Oh, okay. I didn't get to the men that you love
just
yet.
Just write them down.
Okay.
And throw it away if you want to or whatever.
No,
it's not for nobody else. It's for you to admit.
Okay.
And starting the practice of love. Like starting the practice of saying it out loud. I love Hakeem. I love George. I love James. You know what I mean? Like starting that practice of using those words, using loving terminology with your friends and saying their names of who you love. So that, I'm telling you, that increases your capacity to love.
I got
using
you.
That's what I want.
Okay, no, so I love that. So that is a skill.
Yes.
But I want you to do that, but I don't want to leave them hanging with trying to figure out how to, because I don't think it's that easy to figure out how to love yourself and how to accept yourself. But you first have to identify, who are you?
Right.
What is it that you like? What is it that you desire? What are your needs? You have to take some time and explore that. And you can do that with writing. Then when you do that, write it down. Be by yourself. No shame, no criticism, by yourself. Write it down. And if your woman is in here watching it or she asks you, it's right now, this is none of her business. This is about you healing. That's right. No like shame. That's right. No shame, but that's yours. That's right. So you want to identify, who am I? What do I like? What do I need? What do I want? Who am I? Because no one else can help you and give you happiness if you don't even know who you are and what you want. So you process that. Then when you get to it and you look at it, now you're working on acceptance. You can't accept anybody else until you can accept yourself unconditionally. You don't have to be perfect. Accept myself unconditionally. I learned this from Gay Hendricks. Him and his wife, they do this thing. They're psychologists and they've worked with couples for years. They have this whole program or this theory about conscious love. But one thing that they say that they taught me to do is to tell yourself that I accept myself unconditionally.
Yes.
With a deep breath. But I accept myself. That is so powerful. So that is how you're going to work on starting the journey of loving yourself. Because then once you love yourself, as my brother Stephen says, then you can fully love somebody else.
I can't wait to watch this podcast.
All right,
subscribe thing. Do the subscribe
oh yes, did I even do that? That's
you
right.
Didn't do that.
Oh my God!
You did not tell people to subscribe.
You have to subscribe, please. Listen, y'all know this is the Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast by your girl, Andrea Wise Brown. And I want you to click this little bell up here so you can subscribe it. Ooh, hit the mic. You're going to subscribe. You're going to like it. And you're going to share it. Share it with the men in your lives. Please share this. Please share this. Because men need to heal. And here's a space, because when you heal your relationships with your children. So you heal your children. You heal your relationships with your family. So you heal them. You heal your relationships with your partners, your romantic partners.
Yes.
Men, come on, y'all. So yeah, this is a safe space for men to heal. So yes.
When you are, after you write down your names of your friends you want to challenge and hug, you can send them the podcast and say, hey man, I'm gonna hug you. Ooh, this is why.
Oh, Stephen, that's so good.
Send it to them. I'm gonna hug you. This is why.
No explanation needed. Just send the podcast.
There you go. You can do that too.
Yes. Okay, y'all. So we will see you next week on the next episode of The Mental Health is a Lifestyle podcast by your girl, Andrea Wise Brown. Y'all come back. Come on. Next week, you have to be here so that you can learn and you can grow. This is a 6-week series. We want to see you back. Right, Stephen?
Absolutely.
Okay.